Hi, it's Panda Movies here. Today I'm going to explain the horror movie called Uninhabited. Warning, there are spoilers ahead. Enjoy the video. A young couple looking for a unique vacation, marine biology student Beth and Harry spend 10 days on a deserted and gorgeous coral island on the Great Barrier Reef in Australia. They document many of their activities on camera. The fact that they are not alone and that the island has a sinister past became clear after the first 2 days. Looks like it's going to be a great vacation. They discover an abandoned tomb close to an old shack, which also has an ancient drawing and 7 tally marks on the wall inside. They are both haunted by a ghostly presence. They are caught on tape dozing off, as Beth and Harry find out when they go through their camera. Beth is alarmed and wants to go, but Harry plans to stay since he thinks the children are pulling pranks. Harry, I'm gonna need Beth to make the major decisions from now on, okay? They sight fishermen on a boat with guns, and later realize that the grave has been remodeled, now decorated with red coral, with a wooden cross embedded at the head of the grave that reads, "Coral," on it. Beth and Harry discover dismembered sea cucumbers hanging from a neighboring rope the next day. They understand they are in trouble by this point, and their phone, which they intended to use to call for help, disappears. Spiro and Elias, the 2 insane Greek fishermen they had seen the day before, are found by them when they are looking for the phone. After looking into their home and boat and accusing them of stealing their phone, this results in Beth and Harry being imprisoned. Beth is sexually assaulted, but as the fishermen leave the island on their boat and Harry and Beth are able to escape, a female spirit arrives and hurts one of them. Beth reads an old journal found in the hut the following day. She discovers the ghost is a young islander woman named Coral, who, in the 1920s, worked for a firm that collected sea cucumbers. She was made fun of for stepping on a poisonous stone fish and raped by 7 members of the company. Her spirit has been seeking indiscriminate retribution against all men who visit the island ever since her death. Get your revenge, Queen. Beth acknowledges she would act similarly to Coral if she were the victim, and is caught up in the story that Harry initially thinks is a fake. Of course, Harry thinks it's fake. Knowing they're in serious danger, they decide to build a bonfire the following day in the hopes that a rescue crew will come across them. However, Harry is alone when he arrives at the shack due to a ringing phone, where he meets Coral, who stabs him to death and hangs his nude body from a tree over her grave. As dusk sets, Beth stumbles onto his hanging corpse that is pouring blood into the grave, and I'm sorry for judging you, Harry. One of the graves next to the campsite has been filled in, but Beth wakes the following morning to discover no sign of Harry's remains. She sees Coral standing on the reef as she begins to light the bonfire. She dives into the sea to get to her, but when she steps on a stonefish, the venom from the poisonous fish courses painfully through her legs, allowing her to make it back to shore before she is killed by it. On the 10th day, Jackson returns to pick up the couple he had left behind, but nobody is there. The journal is sitting on a chair when he goes to enter the shack. He is confronted by a scary Beth, who apparently kills him. In one of the film's last shots, Beth's and Coral's graves may be seen adjacent to one another.